Hi, Helm here at Geco Industries for the next installment in our video series. Today we're going to cover the different configurations of residential generator that are available. We'll go into the enclosure types and sizes, and then we'll double back and start with each one and go into the details of what is included in your generator as standard equipment. Okay, the smallest configuration that's available is available in the 8, 10, and 12 kilowatt. This footprint is roughly 30 by 30 inches, and the size goes a long way to help us install these units where perhaps some of our competitors cannot get in. Next in line is the composite enclosure. This enclosure can be had with either the 14 or the 20 kilowatt. Being composite, it's very smooth and rounded. Small profile again. The entire design nature here was all about cosmetics and making this look like perhaps a deck box to keep maintain a low profile. Okay. Next in the series is the aluminum enclosure. Again, available as a 14 or 20 kilowatt, and it comes with its own features and benefits for your unique install at your home. And we'll review what those are as we get back to it one by one. Okay, so back to the first of the three styles we have here, the 8, 10, and 12 kilowatt. Like we said, the basic footprint on this is approximately 30 by 30 inches. Here you can see it's mounted on our precast cement pad. We actually manufacture these pads right here. So when we show up at your home and do an install, we're not dragging in cement or wasting any time. We get the job done all in one day. It's also reinforced, and we do secure it. It's not bolted down now, but at your home, the generator would be secured to that pad. So the first thing we'll see on a Kohler generator of this class, standard equipment is the gas-loaded shock. Best of my knowledge, none of our competitors, if they even have an opening lid, allow for that shock. And that goes a long way for safety, especially in inclement weather. When the wind's blowing around, the last thing we want is this top perhaps coming down on the back of a technician's head, or yourself if you're DIYing some service or whatnot on it. Part of the other baked in goods with Kohler is this control system. That control board for us is very handy. It's the same board used from 8 through to 60 kilowatt. We can configure that for each unit easily through the screen and or through computer access in here. One of the highlights of this control board that none of our competitors offer is this simple little icons here. And there's little LED lights when it's all connected. So when you open the lid on this generator and you're on utility, you would clearly see a green light by this telephone pole and one in the house. That's an indication that the generator is not working. Your home is on utility and the switch is in the utility position. And then conversely, if you are on generator, the motor running is obvious because you're standing right here. But if your switch is remotely located, this would clearly indicate whether the switch has transferred you to generator power. In some cases, as a layperson, it may not seem like much, but in an emergency, those lights have gone a long way for us to assist a customer in a trying matter during inclement weather with no power and the basement perhaps is flooding, to know what's going on to assist a customer in the most expedient manner. Kohler on all models, also in the air-cooled, we have a high temperature airflow switch in here. That switch is literally measuring the temperature of air passing through the generator, and what it will do is shut down that generator long before we have a critical event like an overheated engine and or an overheated set of windings, which would be incredibly devastating. And the solution is simple. If that's going off, there's some sort of blockage on the air intake, this surface area, and that could be as little in the fall time as a lot of foliage, leaves, or perhaps an errant garbage bag got caught on there. Once the temperature drops, the unit can be restarted and away you go, saving the integrity of the machine. Again, a feature you will not find on other competitors' machines. Okay, next in the series is the Composite Enclosure, available in both 14 and 20. And again, you can see the precast cement pad that we would bring with us and included in every job. In this case, the generator is screwed down from the inside into the pad. So if theft is a concern, we've just added over 200 pounds of weight to this generator to keep the villains thinking about what they're doing. So on all models, something unique you're going to find is a single key latching system. Again, some of our competitors are using keys at opposing ends of the generator, and they're using a standard small lock key. What we've discovered in servicing those units is very difficult to lock and unlock, taking quite a bit of effort. And because they're exposed on the ends, quite often ice and water can accumulate. On the Kohler, first of all, we have a very large key for good leverage on this unit. You'll find the keyhole is also tucked underneath a lip for protecting it from weather and freezing rain and such. So that makes unlocking and locking far easier. On the Composite Enclosure, heavily sound deadened throughout and double sound deadened, as we have this extra layer of felt material to assist in keeping the sound pressure on these units very quiet. As soon as you move to the 14, some built-in features are not as apparent, but these engines have hydraulic lifters. Again, very much like an automotive style. No cars have been built since perhaps the 60s with solid lifters. Again, a feature on the 14 and 20s and moving up that's not available on our competitive machines. What that means to you is longer life, lower service intervals, and better performance throughout the entire generator's life. So here we have the aluminum enclosure. Same thought process. You can see the key is sheltered. It's recessed in behind the lid. The same type of key, very large, easy to get a good grip on if everything is frozen shut in the cold of winter. When we open this, Kohler's really gone large on the ease of service. The end panels for service quickly remove, just with a slight lift. And the front panel comes off easily. What's good about this system is back to service. Your generator, when you buy it, is going to be in service for a lot of years. We have a lot of customers that are in their 17th and I believe 18th year of business with us, ongoing regular service. Things like this cut our costs down on getting into your generator, be it regular preventative maintenance so we can keep your costs down, and or if you do have a problem, your machine is 15 years old and you need a set of brushes, which do wear out time to time, access is within minutes, as opposed to literally hours disassembling big chunks of the generator to get in there. Now, this happens to be a 20 kilowatt generator. With this engine, again, standard is hydraulic lifters, not mechanical lifters like you'd find on our competitors. They also include a larger, heavier crankshaft than any of the competitors. The shaft and rotor are dynamically balanced, so they literally spin these units and balance them like you would see the tires on your car, as opposed to just sitting there and hoping they're balanced properly. Engine block is some 7 pounds heavier than our nearest competitor. Lots of integrity in that block, and that's how we get rid of heat, using a lot of aluminum to dissipate heat, which you're trying to get rid of in an air-cooled product. Our service trucks keep oil coolers on board for the competitors' units because we do see failures that often on them. So less moving parts, less likelihood of failure.